Welcome, Pisces. This is your June 29th to July 5th forecast. And sometimes I'll read the transits, sometimes I won't. So just tell me in the comments if you do want to hear the transits. But what's going to be highlighted for you is spiritual growth and development. So let's kind of see what's going on here with you. So coral would be the Wands. So we have the Knight of Wands here. The Three of Pentacles, and what else? All right. So your focus is going to be on those things that you feel passionate about here. So however you are applying this, if there's a particular project or effort, gifts, talents that you're working on developing, you can even apply this to love if that's what you're desiring or what is going to be your focus. We do have a plan coming up here for you. So either you're focused on a plan or developing a plan, or you're refining the details of your plan here. But it is one that is going to require additional work for it to be successful. So if that is something that you are inquiring about, like, okay, I've put some things into play, I've done a couple of things, I've taken some inspired action. This to me is showing that it is either you're in the middle stages of it, or there's still some refining that is going to need to be done. So you are still working and you're putting in that inspired effort, and I feel like you're feeling passionate about that as well. So let's look at any obstacles here. Okay, so there are there's guidance, there's information available to you by connecting with your higher self and source, as well as listening to your intuition. So if you don't feel like you're receiving any downloads or any messages, or you don't feel like you're being divinely guided, you always are, but sometimes you can feel a little disconnected just based on how you're feeling, how things are going. You're invited to really go within, to strengthen that connection, to do your meditations, to do what other self-care practices that you do utilize to more deeply connect. You're being invited to absolutely do those things, because that is what's going to come up as a challenge for you this week. There's likely some guidance that may come to you, or even if it's just like clearing your mind and getting you to like a neutral space of where you're just allowing yourself to let some things go. Even that is a wonderful place to be, as opposed to being in agony and despair and feeling those lower vibrational type of energies. So whatever you can do to get yourself to a good feeling place is going to be the challenge for you. And I know you can do that. You absolutely can. We also have some transformation and change coming up. So we do see that you do have a focus on some plans, and they may require some adjusting. They may require them to be shifted in some way that is more aligned with your goals and where you ultimately want to be, and the things that you're ultimately trying to accomplish. So you're being guided to allow yourself to be open, if possible here, because again, these are coming up as challenges, as ways that are going to inhibit and prohibit your growth if you're not as open to these things. So knowing and understanding that change is a part of the process, is a part of your journey, and keeping yourself open to any adjustments that you can make along the way to more easily accomplish your goals is what you're being invited to do. And also we have divine guidance here as well. So we did say that earlier, that you may feel a little disconnected, you may feel a little off track, you may not feel that connection as strongly. So these are things that again are going to come up as a challenge for you. So what are those self-care practices that you can do? You can schedule in, you can make sure that you spend time doing, so that you do feel more connected. Okay, so you're definitely being guided to do those things. So let's look at any underlying issues here. Okay, so just trying to juggle things, trying to balance things, trying to work out how you're going to accomplish things. So know that we do have a plan here. So it could be just a high level draft of a plan or just some ideas that you're thinking about accomplishing or working towards. And it may make you feel a little overwhelmed because the plan isn't, I don't want to say like strong enough, but it isn't, and I hate to say, like, how can I say, because I don't want to say like you need to have like a very, very strong, robust, built out plan, but it needs to be more than what it is right now currently is what I'm hearing, because excuse me, you do have a lot of things that you're juggling that are still up in the air, that are still like don't really have a place, they're not really fitting in. So you may need to decide, what is it that you truly want to do? What is it that you really want to focus on? What are your priorities? And that will help you in the process to refine your plan. And as you're continuing to take action towards your goals, you can see like what's working, what's not working, what you can let go of, because it's just way too much going on. And some of those things just may not be as important. Okay, so that may be something that you want to consider, because you may be feeling a little overwhelmed. You may be feeling like it's a lot going on and you're not quite sure how you can accomplish like all of these things that you do want to do and achieve. We also have transformation here again coming up with this death card. So there's an ending to some things that really aren't serving you, because obviously when the Tower and the Death is coming through, that's really like letting go of things that are distracting you, things that aren't helping you. They're not providing you with any value at this point in time, and it may be a little more difficult to let them go because you've gotten used to them, or you're just in this space of that's your comfort zone, or you know, these individuals just, you know what it's going to be, even if it's not good, you know what it's going to be, and you're okay with that. You've accepted that. But this is really challenging you to look at those underlying fears and doubts and belief systems that you do have that tell you you're not worthy of something greater than that, that tell you you don't deserve something better than that, that you know you truly do deserve, because that's what you ultimately desire and are working towards. So it's those types of energies, those people, those belief systems, those values, those habits that it's time to let go of, because it's not coming with you. They're not coming with you. Okay, because there's no place for them, because they don't provide any value. Let's look at your beliefs and goals. All right, so we have the Knight of Pearls, and the pearls are cups. Okay, so we have the Knight of Cups here. All right, so I feel like you want to be in this place where you do feel playful, you do feel encouraged, you do feel inspired, you do feel passionate, you do feel love, like you are wanting to get back into the space of like where you're connected on that frequency. So that's what you're desiring, and that's where you know your energy is. And let's see. We also have the Hierophant here. So you may want to, in some respects, like there may be new ideas or new philosophies or new revelations that you do have that you want to share in your community or with your soul family or with your family. So you may have like different strategies, different ideas, different philosophies that you do want to pass down. You want to create new traditions. You want to, and this could even be you like breaking generational curses and like not allowing the same types of toxic behaviors to continue to persist within your bloodline. So whatever this is, you are deciding that like, yeah, it stops here. We're not going to do this anymore. We're not going to teach this to the children. We're not going to allow this to be okay in our everyday environments. So you truly are like working to raise that frequency of yourself and that inspiration going out to those that are around you and those that you are leading and guiding as well as a part of that process. And that may even be part of what you came here to do, because this is really, we're looking at your beliefs, your goals, what you're striving towards. So we also have the Seven of Spears here. So the spears are the swords. Okay, yeah, I have to check, because you know, when it gets to aligning these up differently, but the spears are the swords. So we have the Seven of Swords here. Okay, so again, with the refining of the plan, so you may be feeling like just a little all over the place, feeling a little haphazardly, kind of going down and deciding what you want to do here. But we do have it may appear as well to others that you need to sort of refine your plan. And it's not that you need to be concerned what others think of you, because what others think is really none of your concern. It's none of your business. But just if you're looking at this objectively here, it may look as though you, being the observer of what's going on, will look at things and even say yourself like, well, you know, yeah, you could have things a little bit more refined, or you could, you know, make up your decision here. You have like 10 things that you wanting to accomplish and you're wanting to work towards, and it's just kind of swirling around. So you may want to refine your focus and maybe focus on 3 things or 5 things, and then start to build out your plan from there. And it's not, again, a specific like step-by-step plan. It's about having a couple goals established, visualizing and working towards those things that you have identified that you want to work towards, and allowing the opportunities to come to you as a part of that process. So again, it does not have to be a very, very detailed plan, but it is showing up here as though that's an area where you do want to put a little more focus on. It's sort of like saying like, oh, I want to lose 20 pounds, and then not necessarily having any idea how that's going to be possible. Well, you know that you can incorporate exercise, you can change your diet, your eating habits. So those are things that you may want to jot down, and then as a part of that, you may say like, okay, well, I said I was going to exercise, so let me just kind of work through. I have apps that I can use. I can go to the gym, or I can watch stuff on TV. You can get exercise programs on TV. So it's not a matter of like going down through and like, I'm going to go to the gym on Monday, I'm going to do the workout tape on Tuesday, I'm going to you can let it flow. You can do that if you feel inspired to do that, because some of you will feel inspired to detail it out. But for others of you that feel like even that's a little too much on your plate right now, you have the idea, you have some ideas of workouts that you can do. So just get started, pick one and just go for it. Okay? So this is about you feeling comfortable and you feeling good enough to take that inspired action, to take those first steps, because as you do that, you will start to refine things along the way. So hopefully I'm explaining that well enough, but it is really a really strong message here that it's like, look, yes, you do need to have some idea of the path you want to go down, and enough so that you can start to take inspired action towards it. But as far as that's concerned, that's about it. Allow yourself to let things happen and let things come to you, and be accepting of what comes to you, because you're going to make the best of it, and it's all for your higher good anyway. And you're going to learn from that, and you're going to adjust your plans along the way. So what else is the approach here? Okay, so we have the 3 of Coral. So that would be the 3 of Wands. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, I feel like there's definitely a strong message here about like just having some things in mind, and also letting go of what is not serving you. So I think that's the biggest thing here, is having some sort of idea of the path you want to go down, and then also letting go of things that just aren't helpful to you, that aren't providing any value, that are keeping you stuck and stagnant. Okay, and we do have the Mountain coming out here, so we know that these are very hefty goals that you're working towards. Even if this is your spiritual growth and development, which is really what is the focus for this week, and you can apply this again to any area of your life, but that's really what came out, the spiritual growth and development with the transits here. So you working towards that. In any way that you can, and we specifically talked about those self-care practices and getting those in and allowing that time. So even if we talk about journaling here, that is a wonderful self-care practice that you can utilize, even if you're doing dream journals or just journaling, and that can help you to establish what your goals are and what you want to work towards and what is actually important to you. We also have dealings with a younger man, so this doesn't have to actually be a man. It could be just anyone that has the more masculine energy here, but there is some significance there. What else? Let's look at your external environment. Yeah, so there's opportunity all around you. There's lots of blessings, lots of abundance all around you, and there's a lot of like fruitful opportunities, like things that you can connect with that are going to provide and bear fruit to you. So there's a lot of synchronicities and signs as well that are happening around you. And I'm hearing like some of you are just not seeing that, or you're not opening yourself up to that or paying attention. Okay, so it could be like the simplest thing as just seeing like 1111, and that obviously being a message to you, so that you can take that and go look it up and receive some message and guidance. And then also just at those moments when you do see those signs and synchronicities, just what are you thinking about at that time? If you feel like you're being guided towards something and then you see that sign, pay attention to that, because that is that confirmation. And then in other cases where you're not exactly sure, you didn't really have anything come to mind when you do see those signs and synchronicities, then definitely jot it down and look it up, because there will be some messages for you. So what do we have here? We have processing, progressing, reassessing your path or journey. Absolutely. So where you are today should be different from where you once were. If things are still the same and there is no change, then there is no growth. Wonderful. So we know that we are constantly shifting, we're constantly changing, we're constantly advancing along our path. It's just a matter of you connecting with that energy and deciding what that path looks like and what's going to happen to you along the way there. And again, it's more about like putting that energy out and allowing the universe to bring to you what is needed for you to most experience at that time. But I feel like this is also a strong message, because we talked a lot about the path that you're on and you prioritizing what's important to you and getting rid of things that are not. So to me, this is just that confirmation of like, yeah, you're going down this journey regardless of if you want to or not, because that's just life and that's what you designed for yourself. So as a part of that process, prioritize, refine it, make it your own. And it's about shifting from feeling out of control to feeling in control of what you can control. Because control is really just an illusion anyway, but you can accept that these are experiences you're here to have, and you're going to learn and you're going to grow, whatever comes your way. Or you can be in a state of anxiety and being unsure and uncertain about what could happen and what can be. So if you have to think about it, you might as well think about it in terms of positivity, in terms of unconditional love, in terms of you being whole and complete and having everything that you need within you. Okay? All right, so what else do we have here? Let's look at the guidance here that we have for you now. So we have the 10 of Pentacles here. Wonderful. So this is you continuing to work towards those things that bring you fulfillment and happiness. So this is continuing to connect more deeply to grow and advance your spirituality, continuing to work towards and prioritize those areas of focus for you. So if it is about your finances this week and that's a major focus for you, then continuing to work towards building your financial foundation. Continuing to work on your gifts and talents so you can share that with your community and you can receive financial abundance for that if that's what you desire. Okay, so this is you continuing along that path and starting to see the fruits of your labor. Abundance, blessings, all of those things coming towards you. So you also have the Seven of Treasures, Seven of Pentacles here as well. So this is going to result in success here, whatever you're working towards, but it is a journey, it is a process. This may not be something that happens immediately right away, but you're being guided to continue working towards it because you know that it is a journey, it is a process, and it's about the journey and the things that you learn along the way. So that is what's most important here, but know that at the end of the rainbow is your treasure, is success. So you absolutely will start to receive as soon as you recognize how far you've come along the way. Okay, so we also have the Page of Pentacles here. So this is you learning, being willing to open up yourself to what comes your way. And understanding that you're having these experiences as a part of your learning, a part of your growth process, and a part of your journey here. So we have resolution and trusting in everything that comes your way is going to be solved and resolved in your favor. We have choices coming up as well. So we did speak to that, and you refining and prioritizing what's important to you to allow yourself to better make choices about what you do want to focus on and what is important to you. So we have your foundation and achievements coming out here. So I love to see that rainbow here. So that really aligns with that Ten of Pentacles that came out, because I do see this is more abundance, more blessings that are coming your way. And you also working on advancing your spirituality in this process, continuing to grow and expand your mind. So we have soul partner and eternal connection. So I love that with the soul family coming out here. So there may be a specific soul family that is going to be beneficial and supportive to you at this time. So I am hearing that there's definitely individuals around you that can support you in some way. So it may be just like helping you put your plans together, or coaching or mentoring, or giving you advice based off of their wisdom and knowledge that they have, their experience. So this could be like an older individual. It could even be a younger individual, but they've been through some things, and you will find have a lot of knowledge and wisdom that they can share. Okay, so age does not matter here. This is about who you connect deeply with based off of the experiences and the soul family connection that you do have. Wonderful. What else? So we have tree wisdom. So connecting with the trees to navigate your situation. There's insights and answers through that connection. I love that. So this card is speaking to a flute connection, but I'm hearing very, very loud and clear that this is also your connection that you have naturally with water, because you are water, and also with earth and your connection to nature, to the trees out there. So if you are one of those individuals that does go out and hug trees, or you do ground yourself in nature, that is so important this week. So you may want to try to find time to do that. And again, those self-care practices are coming out here as a recommendation, is what I'm hearing. Okay, Pisces, so those are the messages I have for you this week. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful week.